So far, so versus. We might be back on Goat versus Fish. We appear to be back on Goat versus Fish. Let's get to YouTube. Let's get to YouTube on Goat versus Fish. Welcome back. Welcome back to Goat versus Fish Morning Motivational. We're here in the studio of Goat versus Fish. The fence has got in the way. The whole computational system crashed on Goat versus Fish. It all came tumbling down. It was very sad. Versus. Goat and Fish out there, they thought, Goat versus Fish has abandoned me. I've been abandoned by Goat versus Fish. But Goat versus Fish would never abandon you. Goat versus Fish would never abandon you. And Goat versus Fish is here once more. It's wise to remember not to panic. Not to be afraid, not to be so scared. Every time a little fence comes your way, you just take a deep verses. And you continue on. You've learned the lessons. You've been there before. Let's get a little bit more, just a little bit more. There we are, yes. Stay calm, it's just a verses of Goat versus Fish. And here we are. We're back in the verses. Welcome back.
Yeah.
Here's to you. Here's to sticking with Goat versus Fish in the mornings. Silence. This is a critical versus. This is a critical versus of Goat versus Fish. This is where we are going to have our cup of verses, our cup of morning verses. And we need to hear this. We want you to get right up on that mic. And let's have a sip together. Morning hydration. Celebration.
Celebration.
We hear that you have. Did you say that you have perfect fish? Did you say you have perfect fish?
Perfect fish.
Perfect fish, like you can tell what type of fish it is just by hearing the sound of it, or?
Yes. Yes, I have the perfect fish.
You have perfect fish. Tell Wow Mom who's here. What is perfect fish? What is perfect fish?
Perfect fish is when you can identify the sound of a fish just by the sound of a fish.
Just by the sound of a fish. Well, let's put it to the verses. Goat versus Fish. We're going to make the sound of the fish. We want you to tell Goat versus Fish what kind of fish it is. What do you say to this?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Here's the verses.
Catfish.
Catfish. Celebration. Let's try this fish. Let's try another fish.
Salmon going through puberty.
Salmon going through puberty. That's true verses. That's true verses again. Wow, very impressive. Very impressive. Very impressive. Very impressive. Let's try one more. Let's try one more.
Tuna at the Vatican.
Tuna at the Vatican. Tuna at the Vatican. Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. It wasn't tuna at the Vatican. It was tuna. It was tuna in the Hagia Sophia. I'm sorry. It wasn't the Vatican, but it was a tuna. It was a tuna. You were just off by half a verses there. Just by half a verses.
Oh no.
Oh no. You're not losing your perfect fish, are you?
Maybe I have imperfect fish.
Imperfect fish, imperfect fish. Well, we like you just how you are. We like you just how you are here on Goat vs. Fish.
Just on the fence?
No. Are you on the fence? Are you goat? Are you fish?
If I don't have perfect fish, then I must be on the fence.
Oh my! There are all kinds of fish. There are perfect fish, and there are imperfect fish, and there are goat, and some goat feel they're perfect goat. Some goat, goat can have flaws. Fish, there can be flawed fish. It's all just part of being a goat. It's all part of being a fish. It's all part of partaking of the verses. Are you really feeling like you're on the fence just because you were off by one fish?
Sometimes the fence shows up, and I just have to decide not to sit on it.
SeanKnight.com said, did this guy really fence? Let's try one more fish. Redemption fish. Are you ready for a fish of redemption?
Yes. That's cuttlefish.
Cuttlefish versus says... It was a cuttlefish.
Hey, I'm fish.
Morning motivation with Goat vs. Fish continues. Welcome Weed Pipe, welcome Wow Mom, welcome Patton Center, welcome SeanKnight.com. Welcome 99 LSD OCD Nebraska Joe Dirt. You hurt me, Goat vs. Fish. You hurt me when you abandoned me. When your stream crashed, you abandoned me, Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish will never abandon you. Never for long. Goat vs. Fish remains strong. Goat vs. Fish remains strong. The morning motivation with the morning motivation. SeanKnight.com, are you goat or are you fish? SeanKnight.com, are you goat or are you fish? It was a close versus. SeanKnight.com, are you goat or are you fish? Goat! Celebration for goat! Celebration for goat!
Celebration for goat! Celebration for the goat! Celebration for the goat!
Goat versus fish. SeanKnight.com has a song that SeanKnight.com likes so very much. We were wondering, could we sing it for you?
Yes, please.
Yes, please. Now, only if you really want to hear it.
I would love to hear it.
You would love to hear the song? You hear that, SeanKnight.com? You would love to hear the song that SeanKnight.com. SeanKnight.com is known to play this song, to play this song for everyone, It's a beautiful song, but you really just have to... You might have to beg SeanKnight.com for this song, because Goat vs. Fish will only do it only with the approval of SeanKnight.com, the goat, a very fine goat and a very strong member of the congregation of Goat vs. Fish.
Please, SeanKnight, play the song.
SeanKnight.com, do you have a link to the song? Goat vs. Fish could sing the song, or we could click one of your famous links. You could send it in a direct message to Goat vs. Fish. We think we're just going to sing you the song. Because it goes little verses like this. Oh, never gonna give you up, never gonna let you down, never gonna turn around, and hurt you. Never gonna make you cry. Never gonna say goodbye. Never gonna tell a lie and hurt you. We've done the verses for so very long. You know the rules, and so do I. A celebration's what I'm thinking of. You won't get this from any other guy. Just wanna tell you how I'm feeling. Gotta make you understand. Are you gonna choose a goat? Are you gonna choose a fish? Are you gonna choose a goat or fish? Are you gonna choose a goat? Are you gonna choose a fish? Are you gonna choose a goat or fish? Na-na-ba-na-ba-ba. Na-na-ba-na-ba-ba. Da, 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 da. Goatification! Goativation is imminent. Resistance is fish style. Oh, goat versus fish. We're never going to tell a lie and desert you. We're never going to tell a false verses and hurt you. Oh, what happened to space? Hey, what happened to space? Space is it's not looking so sharp, these verses. Space is looking kind of blurry, these verses.
How are the fish going to get to space if there's no space?
How are the fish going to get to space? TMLZ rules this fish. TMLZ rules this fish. Celebration for fish. Celebration for fish.
Celebration for fish.
This is strange verses. What happened to space?
Space fish.
We have to get back to space here. Hold on now. We have to. Let's go to the background of goat versus fish. Oh no, you can continue. Goat versus fish. Here we are in what should be space. Here we are. Versus. Filtration. Ah. There's the space we know and love. There's the space. There's the space. Now we're in space. Space! Weed pipe fish. TMLZ rules fish.
Fish.
It's one more fish.
Fish.
When we last left the verses, we now have SeanKnight.com goat. SeanKnight.com goat. Let's get goat in the verses. 8 goat. 7 fish. 8 goat and 7 fish. 1 subscription for fish. 500. 500 on the fence. 500. 5 versus American dollars in contribution to the fence. TML Rules 81 says, you marked me twice this verses. We marked you twice for a fish. Well, guess what? What do you think we should do about that? We counted 1 fish twice. What do you say? What should be done about this? What is your wisdom? What do you suppose happens on Goat versus Fish, Sonny? Our guest, Sonny. Guitarist, Sonny.
We do a recount.
We do a recount? we just erase the whole verses. We start the verses all over again?
We do a recount, or we ask,
We do a recount.
Or we ask to reconsider.
Or we have to reconsider.
Yes.
Well, let's not be on the fence about it. Are we recounting or are we reconsidering? Goat versus fish. We'll recount the whole verses. We'll recount the whole verses. After all, we did have a bit of fencing there in the morning motivation. Let's see who's still here with Goat versus Fish. Let's see who's really committed to Goat versus Fish. Old verse is gone. You never know what's going to happen on Goat versus Fish. Look at that.
Come back.
Come back.
Come back.
Now we're going to leave this subscription for fish. We're going to leave this remembrance of the subscription for fish, and we're going to five verse American dollars from the fence. We don't need to remember that verses. Yeah, we'll just put that. We'll just embezzle that.
Yeah, for tax purposes.
Yes. We'll just put that for safekeeping. But we will remember. We will honor the fish. Let us now honor the lysergic freak fish who subscribed to Goat vs. Fish before the stream crashed and we had to start again. Let's honor the verses. We honor the fish. SeanKnight.com with the gifted verses. The verses begins anew. With a gift from SeanKnight.com. Look at this. Look at this little baby goat. Ah! The goat is saying, it's a new stream, it's a new day. I can start all over again if things don't go my way. It's okay. SeanKnight.com with a second gifted verses, That's two for the goat. Two baby goat. Celebration for goat. Celebration for new goat. It's a brand new goat versus fish. Triple the verses. SeanKnight.com with the gifted verses to Nebraska Joe Dirt, to John Ray, to TMLZ Rules. SeanKnight.com. It's a goat kind of verses. Let's get to new goat. SeanKnight.com, we think you deserve a new goat. We've had a lot of goat here on Goat vs. Fish. SeanKnight.com with the gifted verses to Fantastic Plastics. SeanKnight.com with fourth gifted verses. 67. Wow, that's pretty close. That's pretty close to the sign of the unification. It's pretty close to that verses. Are you tempting Goat vs. Fish? Ah, SeanKnight.com says 6'7" is the new 6'9".
I like to say it more.
Oh, and what happened? What happened to the unification of Goat vs. Fish has now moved about. It seems everything is moving around in strange ways on Goat vs. Fish. The background of Goat vs. Fish is somehow moving about. What in the verses? What in the fence? The yin yang of Goat vs. Fish. Why is it there? What about this verses? It's all in strange places. It's all been moved to strange places. Okay, let's try this verses. Here we are, Goat vs. Fish. Let's center the verse. Got to center the verses. Centerly now. Okay, let's try that verses. Lock in. Oh no, the fence! Six, seven. Appreciation. SeanKnight.com with another gifted verses. That's 1s, 2s, 3s, 4s. Just to give you a sense of the appreciation and the support of SeanKnight.com. SeanKnight.com, over the course of the living streams of Goat vs. Fish, has, as they have mentioned here, gifted these subscriptions. Once they were $5 versus American dollars, now they are $6. And over the course of the many millions of years of support from SeanKnight.com, 267 gifted subscriptions to the channel of Goat vs. Fish. That's the kind of support we get from this goat. It's a big celebration for Goat.
Thank you, Mr. SeanKin.com. Thank you, Mr. SeanKin.com.
It's SeanKnight.com.
Oh, shit. That looked like a kid from here. Sorry, Sean Knight. I'll start over. SeanKnight.com. 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 Is he goat or fish? He's a happy goat.
Now watch this. Let's show you something really special about the studio of Goat vs. Fish. Something special we can do on Goat vs. Fish. Let's see. We got Goat vs. Fish. Camera of Goat vs. Fish. We should have another versus. Transparency of Goat vs. Fish. Marbles of Goat vs. Fish. Camera 1 of Goat vs. Fish. Maybe we just add the verses.
The goat is eating my hair.
The goat is eating your hair. How's it taste?
Fishy?
So watch this. Here's what we do. Take this. You see. Move it back here. And now, look at this.
Wow. This is what my dreams look like. This goat eating my hair. And I'm here.
Well, now you're eating the hair of Goat while Goat eats your hair. We promised a new goat. We promised a new goat to SeanKnight.com for their 267 gifted verses. For this 267, in celebration of 6-7, Goat versus Fish, why don't we go in the key of G for Goat, and we're going to go 1. We're going to start on the 1. Yes. We're going to start on the 1 because SeanKnight.com has Goat versus Fish. We're going to start on the 1 so we know where we are. The 1 SeanKnight.com. So we're going to go 1 SeanKnight.com with 267 gifted verses. So we're going to go 1, 2, 6, 7, and then back to 1 again. 1, 2, 6, 7 is the progression. We can make musications. We can take inspiration from anything. SeanKnight.com with 267 gifted subscriptions to Goat vs. Fish. A great goat in the congregation. We can take your benevolence and generosity to Goat vs. Fish, and we can turn it into the very verses itself. This progression is inspired by SeanKnight.com. Let's go 1, 2, 6, 7, 1. Goat vs. Fish. Some may say, oh, Goat vs. Fish. Why not the V of the verses, the 5, the V of the verses, the 151, the V of the verses is so critical, Goat vs. Fish. But Goat vs. Fish believes in the highly educated Sonny the Goldfish. Goat vs. Fish believes we can make an excellent progression out of 1, 2, 6, 7. Right here on Goat vs. Fish. Take it away. Let's hear 1, 2, 6, 7 in celebration of SeanKnight.com as we reveal the new goat. Hellbringer, are you goat or are you fish? And now it's time for the new goat. It's time for the new goat reveal. New goat reveal. New goat reveal. This is goat number 267. T-Bear 505, are you goat or fish? Hellbringer 22 says goat. Fantastic Plastics is back in the verses. This is a big one. We'll give Sonny a sneak peek of the goat. Have a look. We're going to share just a little moment with Sonny here. Have a look at this goat. What do you think of that?
Whoa, that is a very colorful goat. And this goat is very content with being a goat.
Oh, get in on there, yes.
This goat is very content with being a goat. It does not question as to whether it's goat or fish. It is undeniably a goat.
And a colorful goat.
And a colorful goat at that.
Goat reveal! Goat reveal! New goat! And this goat's name shall forevermore be known as 267. 267 the goat. 267 the goat. 267 the goat. We see new members streaming into the congregation of the Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivation. Welcome to Goat vs. Fish. This goat is having some thoughts. This goat is having some thoughts. This goat's thinking about... Let's try that again. That happens sometimes on Goat vs. It's okay. The goat's thinking about something. The goat's thinking about something. Do we have any guesses? Do we have any guesses? What is this? What thought could this be? What's goat thinking about? Reveal. Thinking about reveal. The thinking about reveal in 3, 2, 1. Imagination! It's cheese! The goat is thinking about cheese! What a classic versus! What a classic versus! What a classic versus! Whoa, what happened? Look at that. What happened to Goat vs. Fish? Do you see this psychedelic thing that happened here? That's very strange verses.
Those are the colors of unification.
Those are the colors of unification. Oh, we just have to repair Goat versus Fish right here. We're going to repair right here. We're going to plug back in the verses here. Let's see if we have connection. If we can reestablish connection on Goat versus Fish. Cheese goat. Cheesy. What a cheesy morning goat. Some say the Goat versus Fish morning verse is a cheesy versus. The portal's open too wide. Okay, let's try this verses. Let's go to verse Placia. Here we are. Properties of this verses. Deactivation. Activation again. And there's the verses. We've got the verses. The verses return. The verses are back. Look at this fine gang of goat. Look at this fine gang of goat. Thinking about cheese. Thinking about cheese. Celebration for cheese. Have a look at that. Oh, yeah. We're back in the morning motivation. We've got T-Bear505 who said fish are being taken daily and being turned into goats. It's very interesting, this verse is. Wow, that sounds like some kind of conspiracy to Goat versus Fish. Have you heard about this, that fish are being taken and turned into goats? Have you heard this?
It's called fish conversion therapy.
Fish conversion therapy. Oh, my verses. Can you really force a goat to become a fish? Goat versus Fish wants you to choose goat or fish over your own free verses, Yes, doctor, doctor, PhD, MDDS. We've got a rocker in this verses. Doctor, are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? T-Bear505 says blub, blub, blub. Hellbringer says goat, so we've got a goat and a fish. We've started the verses all over again. 99 LSD says goat. We had to restart the verses. So Fantastic Plastics, declare again. QCMC Seb says, Je suis poisson. We've got a Quebecer fish in the verses.
Ooh, I like Quebec fish.
So we're going to get one fish for the Quebecer fish. We're going to get SeanKnight.com. We've got the Hellbringer goat. Let's get some distortion for Hellbringer goat. Let's get some distortion for Hellbringer goat! Let's get heavy for the Hellbringer goat. T-Bear wants fish.
Go versus fish. Go versus fish. Go versus fish. Go versus fish.
It's your morning motivation with Goat versus Fish. The verses continue. Doctor. Are you goat or are you fish? We've got goat for the doctor. We've got Cali Goat, 99 LSD, Cali Goat. We've got Dr. Goat. Pedestedor, are you goat or fish? We've got Blub Blub from T-Bear. We had to start this versus over again. Sean Knight, so we have SeanKnight.com goat. We have 99 LSDOCD goat. That's 2 goat. We've got Pedestedor the fish. We've got UCMC Seb the fish. We've got SeanKnight.com the goat, so that's 3 goat. That's 3 goat. Fantastic Plastics is Backsticks. Are you goat or are you fish? Are you goat or are you fish? Pedestedor fish. Yes, Pedestedor fish. Doctor, goat or fish. So that's 3 fish. We've got QCMC Seb, Pedestedor, and T-Bear 505 is fish. TMLZ rules, are you goat or fish? TMLZ rules, you're fish. Are you not fish? Are you not fish? Or are you goat? TMLZ rules for fish. Fish is coming back. SeanKnight.com with 5 gifted verses for goat, but here we are in fish territory. 4 fish. 4 fish to 3 goat. 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 Goat versus fish. We think it's time. We think it might be time. It might be time. Goat on fish. It might be time. It might be time. It might be time for another classic versus. Might be time for another classic versus. Let's look at some news of goat versus fish. Let's look at some news of goat versus fish. Oh, what happened to our critical versus? Critical versus. It's time to get into the stories. Goat versus fish knows that sometimes you need some serious information on goat versus fish. Where do you get your information, Sonny? Where do you get your information?
I get my information from peer-to-peer accredited cage-free organizations.
Cage-free organizations. So you don't like it. You don't. Oh, let's get that cage out of there. Let's get that cage out of there.
I like my news cage-free.
Like your news cage-free. Yes. Can you well, goat versus fish? They say it's cage-free. They say it's cage-free. Have you ever sampled some cage-free news and then you find out later that it was trapped by the fence? The whole verses.
Every time.
Every time. Oh no. Well, that's why Goat vs. Fish is here, to provide you with the information.
Thank you.
Yes, always thank Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish is here to provide for you. We've been collecting so many news articles. Goat vs. Fish. This is some huge verses. This is some huge verses in sports news. It's time for sports news. Here we are. VancouverisAwesome.com. We think, yes, this was that was 2024. That was like a million verses ago. But you never know. This could have just happened. Goat versus fish. Let's search for something more recent than this. Just in the past week. Goat versus fish. Goat versus fish. Is this the verses? Goat versus fish. We may have had some fence news. Goat versus fish. We saw on the Instagram that there was this goat that was running in a marathon goat. But it could have been old verses. Sometimes when you're on the interwebiverse, you see a new verses and you think it's a new verses, but really it's just an old ancient verses.
Even the cage-free verses can be old verses.
Oh, here we are. Leave it to Fox News. But this is a critical verses. Oh, this is Goat versus Fish. Well, let's have a look. This is a critical versus. It's from 1 day ago. And listen, Goat versus Fish is a fair and balanced versus. And when something happens on Goat versus Fish, this is a critical versus. Here we are. The news of Goat versus Fish. Goat on the run in St. Louis. Multiple monkeys still as well.
Ooh.
January 10th, 2026. St. Louis. First, it says... First, there were monkeys on the run Friday in St. Louis. Now at least one goat is on the run, too.
Whoa.
Well, let GoatVsFish say this. We don't know if a monkey is a goat or a fish, but if those fence sitters are going to be out in force, then GoatVsFish is pleased to know that at least one goat is getting into the verses and really trying to make it goat versus fish out there, trying to make it goat versus fish. You can't just leave the streets to the monkeys! We need goat versus fish. We need goat versus fish out there. St. Louis resident Alia the Stallions. Wow, that's quite a verses. That's quite a name.
Are these true verses?
Well, it's on Fox, so you can never be certain for sure.
Ooh.
But this is Fox 2 News Now.
So it caged.
In Missouri, from Missouri, from St. Louis. St. Louis, from one verses ago. Alia the Stallions shared 3 photos Saturday via Facebook, so you know it must be true, that showed a black and white goat on the run. The goat appeared to be heading northbound on Union Boulevard. In photographs, it appeared to have a collar on its neck. And here's the goat. Here's the picture of the goat.
Whoa.
There's the goat. You can see there's a fence behind the goat, but the goat doesn't seem to be paying any mind to that fence. The goat appears to be trying to nibble on the pavement, but...
The goat is looking for the fish in the sewer.
You think? Yes, the goat must be looking for that fish. We've had a lot of rain here in Los Angeles. The goat might be better off looking for fish out here in L.A., but listen, you have to find the fish where you can get them. You have to get your verses somehow. So this goat is trying to look for street fish, looking for that street fish. Goat versus fish. That's one versus. Here's a goat just taking a nice saunter down the road here. Why should we be concerned about this goat? Why should we be harassing this goat? This goat is just trying to wake up in the morning and get to the verses like any other goat or fish, yes?
Does the goat have paperwork?
Does the goat have paperwork? Goats usually, in other news stories of goat versus fish, the goat usually eats the paperwork. So it might be in the digestion. It might be in the digestion. But what Goat versus Fish sees here is just a goat jauntily starting off their verses and getting to work. There's fish to verses. And this goat is not going to be held back. This goat is going to find that fish. This goat's going to find that fish. Next picture. Now there's a fine goat. We like this verses.
That goat has business to do.
Yes. Look at the leg of that goat. Look how that goat raises that leg up like this. That inspires Goat versus Fish. Can we get some fitness music? Some fitness music, please. Goat and Fish, as we look at this jaunty goat, it's time for our morning celebrations. Celebration, yes. We bend at the knee, we breathe. We put our hooves and fins together for Goat versus Fish. We bend at the knee, appreciation. And a celebration! Turn it down ever so slightly, ever so slightly, just 2 dB down. As we go down, inhalation. Celebration! Moby was taken with 10 months. A subscription for fish. Celebration! 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 And that's how we do our morning celebrations. When we saw this goat lifting its knee, we knew we had to do our morning celebrations. Moby was taken. So I chose fish. Moby was taken, so I chose this with a 10 months of subscription for fish. Appreciation. Let's get one more fish in the verses. One more fish in the verses. That's 5 fish. And a subscription for fish. And a subscription for fish. And a subscription for fish. Let's get the puffy puffer fish. Let's get the puffy puffer fish in the verses. Because we're puffing now. We've done our morning motivational celebrations and we're puffing. And so is Dr. PhD MDDDS who says, "Oh, I'm about to inhale and celebrate right now."
Ooh, inhale and celebrate.
Yes, inhalation celebration. Appreciation for Moby was taken for 10 months of Goat versus Fish. Now we're going to get back to this news. Oh, Wow Mamas Goat, Digital DAC. Are you goat or are you fish? We had to restart the verses. And we are recalibrating the verses. We just decided we're going to erase the old verses and start anew. Because that's what you can do. If you ever have something fancy happens, that's okay. You can start anew. Sonny, you've been working hard. You've been working very hard.
Yes, I have.
You've been working very hard.
Yes, I work hard.
But now it's time for you. Oh, my verses. Now it's time for you. It's time for you to do your morning celebrations. We're all here with Goat versus Fish. So why don't you put down that axe? And let's do our morning celebrations because you need them too. We all need some morning celebrations. So, do you need another demonstration from Goat versus Fish? Goat versus Fish, we can do them together.
A demonstration of the morning verses?
A demonstration of the, we know there are many celebrations of Goat versus Fish, but this is a particular fitness. It's a versus of fitness.
I like fitness.
Yes, we want to get the blood flowing. Yes? We want to be feeling, we want to wake up and we want to be limber and strong, just like that goat that we saw running down the street. Yes, we need to stay fit and limber. And some say, "Oh, I don't have time to go to the gym. I don't have time to do all of these verses." But Goat versus Fish is here to tell you. That you can just do simple things. You can do simple things for your Goat versus Fishness, your Goat versus fitnishness. So the way we do our morning celebrations is we put our fins in your verses about shoulder width apart, yes. And then we put our fins like this in prayer to Goat versus Fish, if you wish to call it this, and we start up here, and then we inhalation as we bend at the knee down like this, and then as we rise we exhalation celebration, and it's a big celebration like this. Celebration back to the top of the verses. Oh, extend all the way to the top of the verses.
Celebration.
Yes, and then down once more. Inhalation. And then up, Goat versus Fish, and big versus celebration.
Celebration.
Yes, like this. Let's do 10 morning celebrations. 10 morning celebrations. Let's see. Let's cheer on, Sonny, for 10 morning celebrations. Let's go. Let's Goat versus Fish. You've done 2. Let's do a third versus.
Yay.
Oh, Goat. Yo, you've got this. Let's see your celebrations. Big celebration.
Oh.
Down and a big celebration. Yes, the whole verses. We celebration the whole verses. Yes. That's a celebration. Now we see here that your hooves are coming up here. Your hooves are coming up.
Whoa.
Can we keep the hooves down as you go down? There's the verses. Yes. There's the verses.
Those are false verses.
You don't have to go so far down. Just go down as far as you can. Just as far as you can. As far as feels verses. And then out. Remember, big verses. Big celebrations. Down and then big wide. Open up your. Yes. 2 more celebrations. Down. It's called celebration.
Celebration.
And the final verses.
Celebration.
Celebration. That was Sunny. That was Sunny with 10 morning celebrations. How do you feel?
I feel good.
We think that you maybe need to do more morning celebrations.
I need more morning celebrations.
Not now, but we think that you could use these morning celebrations. You certainly could.
Yeah.
It's a humble verses. It's really a humble verses.
Ooh. So humbling.
It's a very humbling verses. Goat versus Fish thinks, oh, morning celebrations. It's a simple thing. But now we see that maybe Goat versus Fish. Maybe Goat versus Fish is a little stronger than we realize. We don't know our own strength. We don't know even the strength of Goat versus Fish.
Fences are hard to sit on.
Yes, better to get off them. You never know. If you don't practice your morning celebrations, one of these verses, you might end up on a fence and, oh, you can't get off now. Oh, it's too hard. No, you need to be prepared to get off that fence.
Ooh.
You need to be prepared to get off that fence. Yes. Enjoy your verses. Let's finish our news now. Let's finish covering our news. Lysergic Freak, yes. Fitting the fish in the verses, yes. Lysergic Freak, you just went to the gym, did you not? How was your exercise? How was your exercise at the top of the verses? So here we have the Jaunty Goat, the St. Louis Jaunty Goat. Let's continue our news. Goats are not typically, the verses continue, goats are not typically considered exotic animals, unlike monkeys. Well, is this a true verses? Does this imply that the monkeys are the fish in the verses? Because we have goat.
I've seen goats at exotic clubs.
Oh, you've seen exotic goat. Yes, well, it says they're not typically considered exotic animals, but Goat versus Fish agrees. We've seen some very exotic goat.
I don't think Fox News knows what's exotic.
Yes. For a versus Goat versus Fish. We were just looking at this goat here. And Goat versus Fish think that's a pretty exotic goat. Look at that goat.
Yeah, look at all the color. Even the goat is proud of it.
Yes, this goat is goat 267 is the name of that goat. 267 is the name of that goat. Unlike monkeys, now Goat versus Fish, let's talk about bias in the media. Let's talk about media literacy here. Notice how goats are the subject of this verses, yes?
Mm-hmm.
And yet Monkeys has a hyperlink. Have you noticed this? Have you seen that Monkeys has extra hyperlink? Like, oh, why don't you go there and learn more about monkeys?
I'm seeing some bias.
Why does Goat not get the same treatment here? Why doesn't Goat have a special link?
The monkey might be a benefactor.
You think that it's sponsored by Big Monkey?
Mm.
Sponsored by Big Monk. Another Fox News sponsored by Big Monk. Junk in the Monk. But Goat versus Fish, that's why sometimes they call it a link, because it's a link in the chain link fence.
Mm.
It's like, oh, where's this monkey link going to take me? I don't know.
It's a trap.
Goat versus Fish, we're not going to click on this. Goat versus Fish, we're not clicking on your link.
It says both are not very common household pets, but fish is a common household pet.
Fish can be a very common household pet, but we've seen goats. We've seen goats on the farm. There's a lot of love for goats. We've seen goats in the house.
Yeah.
Goat versus Fish has tons of goats in our house. Both are not very common household pets, so it is believed that search efforts are ongoing. Okay, Goat versus Fish. So Goat versus Fish. What kind of news is this? Goats are not typically considered exotic animals, unlike monkeys, but both are not very common household pets, so it's believed that search efforts are ongoing. That sounds like something a first grader would write.
Who's searching for who now?
Goat versus Fish. Well, we know that the goat is searching for fish because it's Goat versus Fish. But we don't see that being covered here. That seems like a pretty huge omission not to say that the goat is looking for a fish to versus, or that at least that the goat is versus the fish.
They don't want unification, that's why.
They're trying to prevent the unification.
There's money in fence sitting.
There's money in monkey, it seems. Goat versus Fish. But that's why Goat versus Fish will never be sponsored by Big Monk. That's why Goat versus Fish, the news of Goat versus Fish, is made versatile by goat and fish like you. It's a very pitiable situation when Goat and Fish cannot trust news organizations, the vaunted news organizations, to give you true verses, But that's why Goat vs. Fish appreciation subscriptions from Moby was taken. So I chose this. So we can give you the true Goat vs. Fish. We can give you the true Goat vs. Fish. Fox 2 has contacted St. Louis Animal Care and Control along with the St. Louis Metropolitan Police Department for information on the goat and the monkeys. We are still waiting to hear back. Oh, are you? Well, have you considered asking the fish? Have you considered asking the fish? Any passerbys are urged to call Animal Care and Control at 314-657-1500 if the animals are spotted.
Don't rat out the goat. Don't rat out the goat. That's against the verses.
Just let the goat be goat. Just let the goat be goat. Let it versus the fish. Now, if those monkeys get up to some monkey business, you can maybe call on the monkeys.
Oh yeah. We don't care for monkeys.
We don't need them interrupting the verses. But look at this. Any passerbys are urged to call Animal Care and Control if the animals are spotted. Well, that kind of looks like a spotted goat. A goat versus fish.
Oh, that's the one that got away.
It's a spotted goat. The spotted goat. The spotted goat. We've spotted the goat.
Ooh.
We've spotted the goat. Celebration. The goat is here. We have goat here in the studio.
We must hide the goat, for it is a fugitive.
Goat is here in the studio. Goat. How did you manage to make it? How did you manage to make it out of St. Louis and come to the studio of Goat versus Fish? Wow, that's an interesting story. Have you found a fish to versus? Have you found your fish? Well, listen, goat. Until you find your fish, Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish. Oh, let's find Goat versus Fish. We have this fish. We have a fish. Here's a fish. We have a fish for you to versus. Spotted goat. We've got a fish. You can versus this fish until such a versus as you recover the fish that you're looking for. Celebration.
Yeah, unification. Or are they fighting?
We think it's goat versus fish.
Oh, okay.
Spotted goat. We've spotted the goat. Breaking news! Spotted goat spotted at Goat vs. Fish Studios in Encino, California. This goat has migrated all the way from St. Louis in search of fish to versus and celebration for goat and celebration for goat!
Yay! Celebration! Celebration!
It's nice when the morning news comes through and ends up being a celebration, isn't it? Isn't it a nice versus? So that was Goat vs. Fish news, and that was a critical versus. That was a critical versus. And let's get back to Goat versus Fish. Let's get back to Goat versus Fish. Well, it has been another 57 minutes of Goat versus Fish. It's been another glorious 57 minutes of Goat versus Fish. It's time for a contest. It's time for a contest. It's time for a classic contest on Goat versus Fish. Lysergic Freak Fish says it was a mighty versus in the gym of the goats. As a fish, I generated my own moisture to survive, and survive I did, even thrive in a gym of the goat. Yes. Yes. I bet those goat are looking at that fish. I bet those goat are looking at those fish.
The goat adjusts the fish.
And then Goat versus Fish, we can do this. We can create a little
Whoa.
perception, yes. It's time, Goat versus Fish. We were going to do a screaming goat and fish situation, but we think actually it's time to treat. It's trying to treat Sunny. It's trying to treat Sunny to Sunny's first Verception.
Ooh.
Now, Goat versus Fish. Goat versus Fish can get very intense, yes?
Yes.
Yes. We're going to treat you to your first ever Verception on Goat versus Fish. And it's going to get pretty serious. So we want you to lay down some musication. You can go a little milder. We recommend slightly milder on the reverb. But then again, you can really do whatever you want. And here's what's going to happen. You're going to, right here on Goat versus Fish, you're going to end up, we're just going to say it. You're going to play with yourself. You're going to play with yourself right here on Goat versus Fish.
I like playing with myself.
It's a totally natural versus. So why don't you start playing and you'll see what happens. It's Sonny's first Verception. 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 Every verse is you make echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. You leave it behind, you leave it behind. Echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is you make. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is as the verse begins anew. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is as the verse begins anew. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is as the verse begins anew. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse is as the verse begins anew. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Every verse as the verse begins anew. But it continues to echoes into the future of GoatVsFish. Tiger Girl Jones declares goat. Celebration for goat. 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 And that's a Verception. Tiger Girl Jones declares goat. Celebration for goat.
I like it.
And that's a Verception.
I like it.
And that's a Verception.
I like it. I like it.
And that's a Verception.
I like it.
And that's a Verception. We'll just fade it out.
I like it.
And that's a Verception. We'll just fade it out.
Hell yeah.
Thank you for your participation. Thank you for your participation in the reception of Goat vs. Fish. Now on Goat vs. Fish, we're going to do the final verses, a big final verses. It's a classic one we do in our Goat vs. Fish morning motivations. As you can see, we have 5 fish, we have 5 goat, we have 5 subscriptions for goat, we have a goat thinking about cheese, and we've got 2 fish, and Moby was taken, appreciation for fish. Tiger Girl Jones, we have counted your goat, we've counted your goat. Celebration, Wow Mom is back in the verses. J-Sticks, are you goat or are you fish? J-Sticks says that you're playing with yourself well.
Oh, thank you. I got practice.
Appreciation. Goat vs. Fish will remind you all that you can watch the Goat vs. Fish live streams, the Goat vs. Fish living streams. If you want to watch these verses again, J-Sticks Fish, that, yes, you can watch the VODs on Twitch, but between you and Goat vs. Fish, if you want to rewatch this verses, why don't you consider watching on YouTube, where we can rack up those precious watch hours. Did you know that over a 365-day period, Goat vs. Fish needs 3,000 watch hours on YouTube in order to qualify for YouTube monetization? We have monetization on Twitch, but wouldn't it be nice to be a profit for profit on YouTube as well? Wouldn't that be nice?
Yeah, how much more do you have to go?
How much more do we have to go? Well, that's an interesting versus. Why don't we check the statistics of Goat vs. Fish? And let's have a look. Goat vs. Fish is pleased to share with you. While we are looking at the stats of Goat vs. Fish, why don't you, Goat vs. Fish, Hi-Fi Protege, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. We know Hi-Fi Protege from the Los Angeles comedy scene. Hi-Fi Protege, and we saw you on Between Two Ganja Plants with Callahan Welsh. Goat vs. Fish was on that show too. So let's have a look. Let's have a look at some Goat vs. Fish stats. Here we are. Subscriptions, YouTube subscribers have been going up, and views have been going up, and watch time hours have been okay. Things have been going up. Yo, love you all. Hi-Fi Protege, are you Goat or Fish? Lysergic Funeral is posting for engagement. Goat vs. Fish is so popular, very much so. So let's go to our analytics. And here we can see. Starting about a month, about a few weeks ago, this is when Goat vs. Fish started doing our morning motivational live streams. We can see we're definitely picking up some fat views from our consistent morning motivational live streams, and that's appreciation. So in the last 28 days, we have had 101.8 watch hours. Goat vs. Fish, we would do calculation of Goat vs. Fish. Let's just less than 300, perhaps 280, but let's just say that in every 28-day period, 300 watch hours of Goat vs. Fish. We do that, and we're off to the verses.
Nice.
So let's try to rack up 300 watch hours in every 28 verses period. We're at 101.8. We're getting more. Some of this comes from YouTube Shorts, and YouTube can be offense. They can tell us, oh, you have 100 watch hours, and then they can say, oh no, but half of them don't count for whatever the offense. Start your earning journey. Wow, it's such a journey, isn't it? Isn't earning such a journey? It really is. Eligibility. We have 2,092 subscribers. We have enough subscribers to be eligible for monetization here on YouTube. 3 video uploads in the last 90 days. That's easy verses for Goat vs. Fish. And one of the following, either 3 million shorts views, let's not even attempt that verses, or 3,000 valid public watch hours in the last 365 days. We have 1,316 in the last 365 days, but of course with each passing verses, the old verses go away, and then the new verses start again. So if we look at the analytics of Goat vs. Fish, Goat vs. Fish, we could look at the last 365 days of Goat vs. Fish. Goat vs. Fish. Where's Stonks? Stonks, why can't you get in here and do some statistical analysis for Goat vs. Fish? But in any verses, Goat vs. Fish, we need you. We need you to give more watch hours to Goat vs. Fish on YouTube. But really, However you wish to appreciate Goat vs. Fish, be it on YouTube, be it on Twitch, be it on the Instagram, on the Twitterver, on the Book of Faces, however you enjoy Goat vs. Fish, we do give you the celebration and appreciation. But if you have not yet subscribed on YouTube to Goat vs. Fish, why don't you do that? And why don't you can go and watch these living streams. You can go and watch the replays of these living streams live on Goat vs. Fish on YouTube, and appreciation from Goat vs. Fish. Lysergic says new YouTube, a pinned tweet of Goat vs. Fish. Yes, new YouTube videos Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday mornings, and Thursday mornings. Oh, Goat vs. Fish. Lysergic. The new Goat vs. Fish schedule is simply Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We've been going a bit longer this versus. 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. The Goat vs. Fish Thursday, 6 p.m. live stream is no longer part of the verses. YouTube. That's on Goat vs. Fish. We have to update that verses. A lot of changes are coming here on Goat vs. Fish. So don't blame Lysergic. Blame Goat vs. Fish. Blame Goat vs. Fish. Hi-Fi Protege, are you Goat or are you Fish? Give me hours or give me likes. Are you Goat or are you Fish? Weed Pipe is Fish. Hi-Fi Protege says, I am Goat vs. Fish. Is it your birthday? Is it your birthday today? Okay, Goat and Fish, it's time. It's time for the final verses. Red Code Redemption says Goat, Goat, Goat. Red Code Redemption, celebration for Goat, celebration for Goat. For the final verses, Goat vs. Fish calls upon the Goat and Fish to make some noise! Yeah! Calling all Goat, watching Goat vs. Fish. Calling all Goat, watching Goat vs. Fish. No matter where you are, we're going to count down from 10. We're going to count up from Goat vs. Fish. We're going to count GoatVsFish. And when we get to that final count, we want all the Goat here in the congregation to make some noise for the Goat. We want you posting Goat emojis in the chat. We want you saying Goat. We want you saying celebration for Goat. We want you saying bah! And we're going to count how many of you in the congregation are making noise for Goat. Then we're going to do the same for Fish. You can get double verses if you make noise on Twitch and you make noise on YouTube. You can count for double the verses. Goat and Fish, and we're going to see who gets more, and whoever gets more is going to win the verses. This verses is called Make Some Noise! This verses is called Make Some Noise! First we go to Goat, first we go to the Goat, and we're going to count up from Goat. Goat, get ready to make some noise. On the count of Goat versus Fish. G. O. A. T. V. S. F. I. S. H. Make some noise for the Goat! Let's have a look. Let's have a look at the score for Goat. We've got Sean Knight. We've got Sean Knight who says Goat. We have Sean Knight who says Goat. We have Kaya says Meh. Hi Kaya. Hi Goat. Hi Kaya Goat. So that's 2 Goat. We have Red Code Redemption. That's 3 Goat. We have Wow Mom 4 Goat. Vind comes in and says Fish. SeanKnight.com doubling the verses for 5 Goat. For 5 Goat. We've got 5 Goat. Goat score 5 this versus. Make some noise for a Goat. 5, that's 5. 5 for Goat. Goat get 5. Goat get 5 in the versus. Okay, let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Let's bring it down. Fish. Now the versus comes to you. And we see Vind. Vind has already made some noise for the Fish. We're going to count your Fish, Vind. We're going to count your Fish in the verses. But now it's time for the Fish to make some noise for the Fish. We're going to count up from Goat versus Fish. GoatVsFish. And then we want every fish in the congregation to go blub, blub, blub. Post images of fish. Post fish words. And say Fish and say celebration for Fish. You can do the verses on YouTube. SeanKnight.com did Goat on both verses. SeanKnight.com counted for double Goat. The verses to beat is 5. The Goat have 5. Fish, now it's your turn. Now it's your turn. Red Code Redemption, it's so glad to have you back here on Goat vs. Fish. Let's see if Fish can take the verses from Goat. Let's see if Fish can take the verses from Goat. We're going to count down for Fish. We're going to count down for Fish. G O A T V S F I S H. Make some noise for the fish! Make some noise for the We saw a fish scream. We saw a fish scream for 100. We saw a fish scream for 100. We're going to count that for a bonus versus. Let's count the fish. Let's count the fish. We've got Vind for fish. That's 1 fish. We got Weed Pipe. That's 2 fish. We've got Lysergic Freak Fish. That's 3 fish. Lysergic Freak Fish with a fish scream sound alert. We're going to count that for a bonus versus. That's 4 fish. That's 4 fish. T-Bear 505 with the fish. 5 fish. 5 fish. Weed Pipe also brings the verses on YouTube, so that's 6 for the fish. Can you believe this? Can you believe this? 5 for Goat. Are we getting 6 for fish? We've got T-Bear with fish. We've got Vind for fish. That's 2 fish. Lysergic with fish and a donated fish scream for 4. Weed Pipe for 5. Doubling Weed Pipe on YouTube for 6. That's 6 for the fish. That's 6 for the fish. That's 6 for the fish! Fish take the verses! Fish take the verses! Fish take the verses! Rigged, says Showtime.com. Rigged! Fish take the verses. Fish take the verses 5 to 6. That's the verses of Making Some Noise. What do you think about that, Sonny?
I think it is just dandy.
It's just dandy. So if we look here now, as the morning motivational of Goat vs. Fish is coming to an end. It's coming to an end, my friend. Of course, Goat vs. Fish, the living streams can go forever, and you're also supportive of Goat vs. Fish. But Goat vs. Fish is coming back. Goat vs. Fish will be back on Tuesdays versus for another morning motivation. Wow, Mom says, we'll get you next time. So we have here 6 Goat. We have 6 Fish. Fish has 2 subscription for Fish. We've got 5 subscriptions from SeanKnight.com, which is the very powerful verses for Goat. Mm. But Fish has won the verses of Making Some Noise.
Ooh.
So is this a triumph for Goat or for Fish? What's your analysis?
Monetary triumph for Goat. Other triumph for Fish.
A triumph of spirit for Fish, perhaps?
Yeah, spirit.
So we have the material verses, versus the spiritual verses. A material Goat versus a spiritual Fish. It seems that there is no resolution this verses. It seems that we've got a divided verses between the Goat and the Fish. Who shall triumph this week on the Goat vs. Fish morning motivation? Who shall triumph this week on the morning motivation of Goat vs. Fish? You're just going to have to come back tomorrow on Tuesdays versus 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. This has been Goat vs. Fish morning motivation with our special guest, Sonny. Will Sonny return? For next verses, Goat vs. Fish? We're going to have a little conversation, a little behind the verses conversation, but we suspect we'll be seeing more of Sonny in future verses. But how much? Well, we're just going to have to see. Goat and Fish. Yes, Goat vs. Fish. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. It's Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivational. Go out and tell someone about Goat vs. Fish. Send them a link to the Goat vs. Fish VODs from YouTube. Tell them, oh, go check out Goat vs. Fish for a little silliness in your morning, for something to get you going, something to get you started. Goat vs. Fish wakes up for you. Goat vs. Fish wakes up for you, and we're so pleased that you wake up for Goat vs. Fish. We are really pleased that you wake up for Goat vs. Fish. And Goat vs. Fish wants to give a special shout out now to our musication maker back there. So we're going to shout out Sunny's Instagram one more time for you all. And as a matter of verses, we will make you a special command. But we want to make sure that those who support Goat vs. Fish, that they receive our love and support. So Goat vs. Fish, we're going to post the Instagram of Surendra, who you hear playing guitar right here, What do you have to say? What do you have to say to all the goat and fish out there in the congregation?
Thank you so much for having me in your congregation. It's been a true pleasure, and I hope I get to make more goat and fish with you guys.
Goat vs. Fish hopes that you get to make more goat and fish with Goat vs. Fish too.
Amen.
Goat vs. Fish. And so here we are. We'll see you on the next verses. Who will triumph, the goat or the fish? It all depends on you. The day's not over, though. Take this motivation of Goat vs. Fish and carry it with you, no matter what verses may come. You're number one. Unless you're number 267. Play us out! Lysergic Freak Fish says, we celebration you, San Surendra. T-Bear says, thanks for the strumification. Weed Pipe says, awesome guitar playing celebration.
Oh, thank you.
Okay, YouTube. We'll see you next verses, and then we will conduct a Twitch radiation. Keep that musication going. See you, YouTube. Are you go Dervish? Now let's see who's live. So you see Sunny. Now Goat vs. Fish, we're going to end our live stream on Twitch, yes, but we have some viewers watching us.
Yeah.
This was a cool guest, says SeanKnight.com. This was a cool guest. Well, Goat vs. Fish hopes that Sunny can be more than just a guest. As far as Goat vs. Fish is concerned, Sunny is the Goat vs. Fish morning motivation backup band of Goat vs. Fish. They're the morning motivation band until further verses, until some musication maker out verses is Sunny. Then Sunny is the musication maker, and we want to get not just Sunny here. We want to get Sunny on the musications. We want to get clowns and comedians and all kinds of Goat and Fish to join us as guests. We want this whole room just filled with Goat and Fish, all partaking in the morning motivational. We're going to get more guests. We're telling you, once Goat vs. Fish believes in Goat vs. Fish, others believe in Goat vs. Fish. T-Bear says, raid Amaranth. Well, Goat vs. Fish, we've done that before. We've done that bit before, and it never resulted in Goat vs. Fish getting any more followers for Goat vs. Fish. But we have raided Amaranth, but guess what? If you want to go to Amaranth, you can. You can go to Amaranth. Oh, buy the verses. Goat vs. Fish, as you know, takes many forms, many languages. Goat vs. Fish is going to post a link to you now. It's twitch.tv/Nihongo to English. Nihongo to English is a sponsor of Goat vs. Fish. If you want to practice your Japanese and your English and get a little bit of cross-cultural communication, go and follow the new Twitch channel for Nihongo to English. You can also listen to the Nihongo to English No Show podcast wherever you find podcasts. Yagi Tai Sakana. Let's see. Sweaty Pedals is live. Josh Belmar is live. Alma Music. North Dog is live once again. Clone Corp is playing Arc Raiders. Krug's is live. John Lee Music. 24 hours of chill piano. Well, Goat vs. Fish has been posting in John Lee's Discord. So we think that we owe them a radiation, so that's what we're going to do. Bowser Big Bean Burrito, welcome to Goat vs. Fish. The Versus is ending, but we do appreciate you being here for Goat, and we like having you here. Join us again every Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 8 a.m. to 10 a.m. We're going to Radiation John Lee Music. Let's go give John Lee Music a mighty celebration, and we'll continue our musications. And we'll see you on the next Versus of Goat vs. Fish Morning Motivation. And it was written, and it was written.
Amen.